Now I'd like to bring in my colleague, senior congressional correspondent Chad Pergram. Chad, your reaction to this earthquake in American politics, and what are you picking up from top lawmakers on the Hill?
Well, I was told the morning after the debate by a senior House Democratic source, and the quote was, "This was unsustainable." And they thought that the president had not been served very well by people around him, and just didn't think that this was going to last very much longer, depending on how long you look here. I think it is significant that the president now has just endorsed Vice President Harris, because there are a lot of people on Capitol Hill, especially the Congressional Black Caucus, will be okay with that. To have some sort of wide open process or something like that was going to be extremely messy. This is messy enough as it is. People kept talking about the concept of having a brokered convention. I pointed out to people that it wouldn't necessarily be a brokered convention, but it would be a convention. The idea that, these delegates, these people who have, voted for President Biden and Harris and the primaries here, those delegates are pledged to them, but not bound to them until they have that roll call vote. Supposed to be an electronic roll call vote in early August. That'll probably change in some form now, depending on what happens, or some people will probably push for the convention. The other thing that I noticed here is that very quickly we were starting to get statements, Mike, from vulnerable Democrats. Kim Schreier, who's a Democrat from Washington State, Tammy Baldwin, who's a Democratic senator in Wisconsin, that's a battleground state there, and immediately endorsing what President Biden has done here, because, things were not going to look good for people who represent districts in states like that down ballot.
As you all just heard, breaking news no less than about 25 minutes ago from the White House. Joe Biden is stepping down out of the election, the presidential election for 2024. He has endorsed Kamala Harris as his replacement to run for president on the Democratic side. How do you guys think this is going to play out now that Joe Biden is clearly out of the presidential race? Kamala Harris is in as his replacement. Do you think they have the numbers, or they'll get the numbers and the support that they need? Can Kamala Harris bring the Democrats to a victory in the presidential election? I don't know. She's polling lower than Trump. I believe she was polling lower than Biden. This is unprecedented. We haven't had a president step down from a presidential campaign or re-election since 1968. That was like 56 years ago, you guys. So this has been just a crazy, unpredictable presidential campaign election cycle. It really has been. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens going forward. Now, I know a lot of the Democrats who are up for re-election in the House and in the Senate, a lot of them are worried about their seats, if they're going to maintain their seats or not, because the Democratic Party has taken a serious hit over the last couple of months or so, especially with the attempted assassination on the life of former President Donald Trump. They are just really taking a hit with Biden, his performance at the first debate. That's when it really all started to fall apart in the eyes of the public, because everyone was able to see Biden's performance was not up to par. It was not even average. It was well below the bar, and we all saw with our own eyes the mental inability, the mental can't think of the word, it's on the tip of my tongue, but you guys get what I'm saying. The mental breakdown, depreciation of his capabilities to remain in office, and even physically, the way that he walks, he has more of a shuffle and instead of a nice healthy stride when he walks. So this is going to be, oh wow, who knows what's going to happen from now until November 5th. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton have, of course, endorsed Kamala Harris to take Joe Biden's place. Joe Biden didn't have a choice but to step down simply because all of the big money Hollywood donors, all of the wealthy people that donate to his campaign made it very, very clear that if he didn't step down, they were going to tie those purse strings tighter than the cracks in the sidewalk. They were not giving up any more campaign funding money to his PAC. That was a done deal. Then we had Hakeem Jeffries, who is the Democratic leader of the House. You had James Carville, who is a top Democratic strategist. And of course, you have former President Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi all having their say. Now, they're the top heavy hitters on the Democratic side. They all came together. I'm sure they had a conversation. Biden has to go. He's costing us money. He's going to cost us seats in the House and the Senate. He is in no way mentally or physically fit to go up against Donald Trump, and he's failing in the polls, and the Democrats are losing black voters, black American voters who have typically voted Democratic for like decades now, are leaving the party, have left the party. They're not necessarily registering as Republicans or joining the Republican Party. A lot of black Americans who have been loyal, dedicated supporters of the Democratic Party, they are leaving the party. They have registered as independents. Some have made it clear that they will be voting Republican. Some are saying, hey, I'm not voting for anybody. I'm voting for the couch. I'm voting for Cornel West. They're voting for anybody except Joe Biden, whether it be Trump, whether it be Cornel West, whether it be the couch. So it is just going to be very, very interesting to see what lies ahead. Like, I am so curious. Yes, I want to see. You guys get in the comment section. Tell me what you think about Joe Biden stepping down out of the 2024 presidential election campaign. Tell me what you guys think. Like I said, this is unprecedented. This has never happened before. Well, it has happened before, but it has not happened since 1968. That's like 56 years ago, you guys. Let me know if you'll be voting for Kamala Harris. I wonder who her running mate is going to be. Now, that's going to be interesting because Biden is out. So Kamala's in his place. So she's going to have to find a running mate. So I'm wondering who she's going to pick. It's not going to be Michelle Obama, so don't get your hopes up high, because Michelle has made it very clear that she has no intentions on running for president or any other type of office, not to my knowledge. The last time I heard her speak on that, it was a big hell no for her. So I'm wondering who are they going to get to run as Kamala's vice? I don't know. I don't think this is going to end too well for the Democrats. I think what happened is they underestimated the black American voters. Number one, that's what they did. They underestimated the black American voters. They thought that they had those black votes, hook, line, and sinker. They just thought that black people were once again going to be their anchor, and that doesn't look like the case. However, since they've given it to Kamala, I'm sure they're thinking in their head, the strategy that they're thinking is that, okay, Joe's going to step down. We're going to put Kamala in. Kamala is going to give us back some of those black women who defected and went independent, or are going to vote Republican, or we're not going to vote at all. They're going to come back because they love Kamala and they see her as one of them, so they're going to support her. Now, you're going to have a lot of black women that are going to support Kamala, because she's Kamala and they see her as a black woman. So they're going to fall for the okie doke. Then you have a lot of black women, that are just not going to be bothered. Like, hell no, we don't care if you do put Kamala in here. I'm not voting for Kamala. Okay, because Kamala's black when it's convenient for Kamala to be black. And she has not been of service to anybody except for herself ever since she's been vice president. Okay, so we all can see that and we all know that. Anyway, y'all hop in these comment sections. Yes, hop in these here comment sections and let me know what you guys think. This is breaking news. I would love to chat with you about it. I would love to hear your opinion about honey, all the changes that's going on up there on that there hill in Washington, D.C. I'll talk to y'all later.